But what I can say is there is some great symbolism here of sun, moon, and stars representing degrees of glory. And so I'm just throwing this out there just as something to ponder on. But the sun, obviously, celestial glory, revelation coming from the source, God. The moon, terrestrial glory, typically is more of a church, kingdom of God on the earth. And then, of course, stars would be more the individuals, the celestial beings on the earth. So, I mean, it seems to me that we can look like it's referring to in time, like in these coming times of tribulation and desolation, there's going to be moments where there's less revelation coming forth, where the church is perhaps not as revelatory or not as important. Isn't that what we just but and there will be stars falling from heaven, which seems to indicate apostasy of people leaving the order, leaving the church, leaving the celestial order. I mean, this kind of brings to mind the whole wheat and tares, and like when there's tribulations happening, and then at a certain point there's a separation. I don't really have any definitive commentary on that, other than I just thought this was interesting to look at this verse with that mindset, with that thinking cap on.
Well, and it definitely strengthens the prophet's desire, supports his desire for us to continue to increase and enhance our ability to receive revelation for ourselves. We talked last podcast a little bit about what exactly that revelation is meant to be that we receive. Yes, some of it's personal for what we need in our day-to-day, but some of it is deeper, more pure understandings of doctrine, of truths, and to help us persevere and remain faithful. And if we can't do that, then you kind of see that aspect that you were talking about, where a lot of folks are going to fall away. There is going to be kind of this continued or increase in the wheat and tares coming about, where unfortunately you're going to continue to see a lot of people leaving the church, but then on the flip side, you're going to see a lot of people who are gravitating towards it. They may not even fully understand why, but they have a desire for light and truth, and they want. I mean,
going back to the first verses, the net is wide. We're gathering many fish, but there will come a point where only the elect remain. Like there will be that sifting, that wheat and tares. Those events are real, and they will occur and are occurring to some degree. We're still in the gathering phase, but I know it's kind of an uncomfortable, like if you really want to go apocalyptic, I know it's an uncomfortable idea, but we do have the promise that the priesthood will not be taken from the earth, okay? I kind of feel like the priesthood is never taken from the earth, if you really think about it. We have all these moments of apostasy, but we know that there's translated beings, and the priesthood's always somewhere, all right? If you really want to go apocalyptic, like you can imagine scenarios where, whether it's natural events or whether it's war or whatever, like imagine infrastructure goes down. Imagine you don't have electricity nationwide or globally. Imagine you don't have communications. Like all of a sudden, there's no way for you to be in contact with the brethren at all. Imagine there's not good transportation even for you for you to go and gather with other saints. Like you could imagine scenarios, which I don't think is that crazy when you look at these tribulations we're about to look at of what to expect. Like what happens to the church when the sun and the moon are not easily available to you? Meaning when you don't have access to the prophet, you don't have access to the apostles, you don't have access to the oracles of God on the earth. What happens to you? What happens to us individually as members of the church when we lose access to that altogether? Well, either we remain strong personally and individually, or we don't have that foundation and we fall, right? Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.